probably with a different name, because there used to be what we call satebaro in our local languages, whereby people go around village to village to make sure the environment is always clean.
Mohamed Jalon Jabang, coordinator Operation Clean the Nation, speaking to GRTS, lauded Reliance Bank for coming in mobilizing youths of Farafenni to take part in the cleansing exercise.
There is massive turnout, from both the community, the market community, and the Reliance Finance Bank, because they are the sole leaders of this initiative.
Sheikh Alkinki Sanyang, Environment Education and Communication Officer, urged all and sundry to shoulder the burden of environmental sustainability.
Health is number one in anything we do in the Gambia, but environmental health is one of the lacking things, unfortunately, that Gambians had in their mind. And what our National Environment Agency is calling for is a massive attitudinal change within the people.
At the climax of the cleansing exercise, officials of Reliance Financial Services handed over keys to 8 newly refurbished toilets to Farafenni market vendors. Ajay Yasin Ba urged her fellow women to take good care of the facilities. Other speakers at the gathering included the chief of Ilyas Lamin Jamin and the deputy governor of North Bank region, who all acknowledged the timely nature of the intervention by Reliance Bank, for it comes at a time when market vendors grapple with inadequate toilet facilities at their disposal. Mohamed S. Jallo, GRTS News.
Hundreds of people have been receiving free medical treatment from the charitable organization Bush Homeopath. Ibrahim Jada was with the medical team and reports the recent outreach program follows several others.
Kingdom, the Bush Homeopaths is spreading its tentacles across the world, offering free medical treatment to local communities. Fajikunda and Bajankoto are the lucky beneficiaries this time around. Large numbers of sick and ailing people came out to relate their conditions to the group of professional doctors. As the head of the organization, Samina Azam has a great deal of coordinating to do, but being able to render help is absolutely great for her.
We're trained homeopaths from the UK. We look at the symptoms of the whole body, whether it's a headache, stomach aches, and we look and treat the symptoms of the system.
How do you do that? Because I've observed during the treatment session, see other patient that you're treating, you give a bottle of water. Now, how hygienic are those bottles?
Normally, the reason we started with water because we saw a lot of people dehydrated. Now, as you know, in Gambia, it's hard to buy the bottles. We buy them from Serekunda. We clean them in vinegar because that was the next best detergent that we could buy. There was nothing else we could find. So they're cleaned and checked and washed in vinegar. If we don't have bottles, we do give medicine directly on the tongue, so they just take it as a pill. But the reason we start off with bottles is get the people to also drink, but also take the remedy in the water.
Patients come forth with a variety of dissimilar ailments. Others are quickly dispensed, but sometimes intricate checks and references have to be made before they are finally diagnosed.
For example, if you have a headache, it's not just here's a painkiller for headache. For homeopathy, it's looking at what kind of headache. Is it worse in the sun? Is it worse in the night time? Is it on the forehead? Is it on top of the head? So all those questions are very important because it's not just one medicine for all headache. So if you say to me, I have a headache which is in the sun, it hurts more, it will be a different medicine. If your headache is only at night time, it will be different medicine. So this is what we're looking at, specific symptoms of the symptoms.
The Homeopaths organization treats 300 to 400 patients a day in various parts of the country. Patients treated are given appointments for subsequent checkups on their condition after every 6 months to further ascertain their health status.
We ask them to keep notes for us so that we get feedback when we come back to see whether they have improved, what has improved, how much of their pain has improved, or if the condition has been completely gone. So we see them normally again after 6 months when we come back a second time. And so then we see how they are doing. And most of them report back that they have improved and that they're coming for something else, or it's not entirely gone and they want more medicine.
Yet there are always a few complicated cases, and others have to be sent overseas for more advanced treatment.
We can sometimes try that. We either send them to a hospital here. If we know there is like a cataract or a cleft baby, then we can help them getting hospital treatment and surgery in the Gambia. If it's a more severe condition, we may try to find funds, money, that they can be treated outside of the Gambia, because lots of people have papers that they... Have you tried taking anybody overseas? We are trying. There's one girl, little Fatu, she's 5 years old. She suffers from severe hydrocephalus, the brain, and we're trying to raise funds for her now to be treated in the UK.
Building a health center is the next big plan of this organization, and it could be such a timely affair, consolidating endeavors to bolster the capacity of nurses and medical practitioners in dealing with emerging health complications across the country. Ibrahim Ajata, GRTS.
We'll be back with news from outside the country after the break.
Need to quench your thirst? Then think Yandi, with flavors that are irresistible, whether cola, orange or cocktail. Yandi has it all to make your day feel good.
Welcome back. Egypt's Supreme Constitutional Court has nullified the selection of the Upper House of Parliament and also declared illegal the body that drafted the country's constitution in a move that could send the country into a constitutional crisis. Also in Kenya, President Uhuru Kenyatta has presided over the country's 50th independence anniversary. We have more on this and other stories in this roundup.
Egypt's Supreme Constitutional Court ruled as illegal the law by which the Upper House of Parliament is elected. The court also ruled illegal the body which drafted the Constitution. But the judges said that the Muslim Brotherhood-controlled Upper House would remain in place until a lower House of Parliament was elected. No date has been set for elections, but President Morsi said they could begin in October. The head of transition in the Central African Republic, Michel Djokodia, handed 41 child soldiers over to UNICEF. The children, aged between 14 and 17, were enlisted in the Seleka Rebellion. They are now in a UNICEF-supported transit and orientation center that provides basic education while their families are traced. A half a century after his father Jomo Kenyatta, President Uhuru Kenyatta celebrated Kenya's 50 years of independence on Saturday. Thousands of people gathered in the Nyayo National Stadium to hear the newly elected president speak.
In spite of this, I would like to affirm Kenya's commitment to regional, continental, and international cooperation.
President Uhuru Kenyatta is currently wanted by the International Criminal Court for crimes against humanity.
The battle for the Syrian town of Qushayr has ended its third week as government troops backed by Hezbollah fighters tighten their siege on the rebel-held territory. The fighting, as we hear in this report, comes as the warring parties prepare for a peace conference in Geneva.
The perspective of holding an international conference for Syria is waning as the Syrian army continues to gain ground. Syrian warplanes pounded the embattled town of Qusair Monday. This is the third week of the regime's offensive to retake the town from rebels. The regime is receiving backing by fighters from Lebanon's Hezbollah.
Our brave forces carried out a big sweep of the city of Qasir. We chased them into their holes, killed their snipers, and defused their explosives. We have got them circled right now in the northern part of the city.
Despite the intensive bombings from warplanes all weekend, the rebel forces continue to fight with whatever means they have. The rebels even announced the arrival of 1,000 reinforcements, including Colonel Abdullah Jabbar al-Akidi, who announced the arrival of unified forces to fight in the Battle of Qusair.
It is the duty of all Muslims, or all free Syrians, to respond to the appeal to back our brothers surrounded in Qasir, to put an end to the siege. Syria is one country, as are its people. We will not leave Qasir. We will not allow the regime and militia from the Devil's Party to take a seat over our dead bodies.
Aid groups express